Why is lack of motivation a really bad excuse for the client?
You've got a client that's basically saying, oh, I'm feeling unmotivated. That happens a lot, I'll be honest, when a client comes to us, okay? Not actually within the actual program itself. You might get these little dips, but if you have a client that is on your program and they say to you that they have no motivation, you've got to be looking at going, okay, are they following the nutrition program? What's their workload right now? You know, if they're not following, they haven't prepped their food, they're missing meals, guess what? That reason why they're feeling unmotivated is because they're fatigued. Okay, so it's your job to let the client know that, but like, look, the reason why you're feeling like this is because your sleep quality is terrible. You haven't been prepping your food. That's the reason. Like, especially if you've got a client that absolutely loves being in the gym. Sometimes you got to go, look, you got to literally lay it out like a list. Like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. And they go, oh yeah. And a lot of the time as well, a lot of our clients work crazy long hours as well.
Night shifts, you name it. Yeah,
and it's really important that you keep let them know, because sometimes they go, oh, you know, I don't know why I'm tired. Is something up with me? No, you've just done like crazy long hours.
You haven't slept for like 12 hours.
You're pushing yourself on a daily, and it's really important that you communicate that to your client, and you have things in place, phases in place, systems in place to correct that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you as a coach need to be finding out if this is a pattern. You know, for example, you notice every 3 weeks that client goes, I'm really unmotivated. Put a reset in place for that week. Push them for 3 weeks, and then on that fourth, have a reset. Pull back the intensity, give them more food, freshen them up, and then go again. Okay, by doing that, you keep that client consistent, keep them happy. That motivation is now less. It's never going to be, you have dips, but of course, it's going to be less frequent.
What conversations do coaches avoid having with their clients, which can affect client retention?
I think we used to struggle with when someone wasn't making progress. We'd sometimes just go, oh, you know what, I don't want to have that confrontation with them, so ask them why they're not doing this, why are they not doing that, you know, what are they really struggling with? Because we thought it will get their backs up, you know, and that's a lot of the time as well. We see it, you know. But
it did. And it did at the start. Do you remember we'd call out this client and go, I saw you on Instagram having ice cream. That was not in your plan. And it would get their backs up. So it was like, oh, okay, you got to learn a fine line of how to call them out, but not get their backs up. And we did. I know exactly what client is.
Absolutely, yeah. And the thing is, we have things in place now, like little questions that we ask the clients.
Yeah.
You know, how have you been getting on this week? Have you been 100% on plan? Maybe let's jump on a call.
Yeah.
These sort of things, you know, if you just go in guns blazing, but like, right,
call them out.
I see you eating ice cream on your Instagram, which we've done.
Saw you.
What's going on? They're like, you don't know what's going on in that client's life.
Yeah, exactly. And then I find that actually then you're creating that confrontation. It's building a bad client relationship. In the next check-in, they fucking hate you.
Yeah.
They're going to block you from watching their story because they're like, shit, they're now spying on me.
Yeah.
So it's like there is definitely that fine line of, you know, calling them out, but making sure they're adhering to the program, because if they adhere to it, they're going to get results. If they're coming off track, you've got to be like, hey, I can see where you're coming off track, but say it in the nicest way possible.
Yeah. I think that's how we coach. You know, we've learned that from experience. Because you know, for example, a client checks in and be like, oh, you know, I was out here, or I saw them on Instagram or whatever, and they haven't mentioned it in their check-in. I'm like, so how was your weekend? Was it, you know, do you feel like you can do anything better? You know, do you feel like we need to increase the intensity of the program, or do you think you can do something better your side? Clients checked in, and then obviously they haven't mentioned anything within their check-in, and then what happens? You increase the intensity of the program, but they've been out eating burgers and drinking a load of alcohol on the weekend.
Name and shame them. Who was it?
A few this weekend. but yeah, you need to have those honest chats. Okay, because otherwise, if you were like, oh, increase the intensity, then create a sustainable plan, they're like, oh, for God's sake, I've got to try and... They couldn't follow that plan in the first place.
Exactly, yeah. And I think clients need to remember, we do watch you.
Always watching.
We're watching. We follow you on Instagram.
We have eyes everywhere.
We see everything.
I actually remember that client as well. We had... clients
grass each other's clients up. That is hilarious. I love that. I'm like...
just take a quick photo and send it to us.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? They were like, oh, your clients, I saw your client out, and they're like downing all these like beers and stuff.
Yeah,
and we're like,
they're having a quiet weekend as well that time.
Yeah. So if we're going to talk about a plan, why is giving a generic plan out the most dangerous thing you can do for your business and client retention?
Let's just say this is like, obviously ChatGPT's around now. Yeah, so
wasn't when I got my degree.
Yeah, but you've got
but yeah,
you got ChatGPT around right now, and you hear these stories of like coaches just going, oh, here you go, here's your copy and paste plan, sell it.
And do you remember, sorry, I'm going to cut you short. Do you remember a girl came to me and she was like, oh, I want to come back to you guys because this girl was just giving me ChatGPT replies. I was like, oh my God, we've really come to that, have we?
Yeah, so don't do that, because you're going to get found out very, very quickly.
Just don't do it.
The thing is, it's like you can create like a ChatGPT plan, but it's just a generic plan. It's not tailored to you. And
the thing is, I think we've got to remember now, like people are coming to each other for that social interaction, like human to human, not human to robot, because you can do that yourself, can't you? You go in there, make me a plan. Yeah. So I think people need to remember they're coming to you because they want to work with you, not AI.
We hear all these stories saying, oh, they're just like copy and paste plans, but it's just keep it simple, guys. Literally how we do things is we get the information from the client, create a program. There's so many good platforms as well, like coaching platforms, that you can create yourself a nice tailored plan, for your client as well. It's nice and easy to follow. It's very easy for you to just set it up. It's personal. Yeah. So if you were just sending them like a chat GPT on WhatsApp going, follow this. The reason why we're saying this as well, because we know people do this.
Why is retention way more valuable than leads coming in?
All business mentors focus on like generating new leads.
100%.
You're paying thousands of pounds on ads for those new leads.
New leads. And guess what's happening? It's stressing the person the fuck out. They're all stressed. How do we do it?
Our method is just giving all the focus to your current clients. That's our method. We don't do any paid ads. We don't do any DMs or anything like that. If you're focusing on your own client, you can maximize results. You're giving them support. What's going to happen? You'll be able to post their transformation. What's going to happen? They're going to refer you. Then you have, what's the word I'm looking for?
Domino effect.
Yeah. You have that domino effect, where it's just like, you're not paying for the leads. You're not creating stress. You're not stressing yourself out on every single month. You're keeping your team nice and small. And that's what we're big on as well. Method is focusing on our own clients. If you are giving them support that they need, they feel that support, you're getting them results, you get that transformation, most likely going to refer you. And also as well, you have that transformation that you proof. What's the word I'm looking for? Proof.
Social proof.
Social proof that you can put on your page, which is more powerful than anything. When a potential client clicks on your page and you've got thousands and thousands and thousands of transformations, not because you've just got loads of ads. Because that's what I will say to you as well. If you're looking at a coach, look at the transformations.
That's it.
Where are all their transformations? Yeah. How long have they been in the game?
I think as well, if the client is looking for a coach, don't ever be afraid to talk to their clients and say like, oh, I see you're with, this coach. What are they like? Because that's happened to us so many times where they've gone, what are Tom and Aston like? And then people are like, they're great, go try them. And then when they sign up with us, we have like a section at the bottom saying, where did you hear about us? And it's always like from a friend, from this person, from your current client. And that is so fucking powerful. That is how we've built our business. That's why we don't need paid ads. We don't need a funnel. It's literally what we do is we get the client, we get them into insane shape. We post their transformation as long as we get approval to do so. And then that client, people see it, the family members see it, the nan sees it, and they all want to sign up. That's how it works.
Good one.
So I think you can agree at the start of our business, we both got very, very burnt out. So my question is, as a new time coach, how do you prevent from being burnout?
We burnt out massively just before COVID, didn't we?
Yeah.
We took on the most we've ever took on within 1 month.
Literally.
I think it was like 90 clients.
Yep.
90 clients. And all it was, we had 90 clients that came on 1 month, which is absolutely crazy.
And that's one-to-one coaching.
Yeah, one-to-one coaching.
It's not group coaching, it's one-to-one.
And we learned a lot when we took on that money. And that was another reason why we implemented the things that we did. One of them was pricing structure. We had to go, well, actually, we're getting all these transformations out now. We earned that, by the way. We earned that. We earned the right to increase that price. Okay, and that's where you got to be looking at as well, guys, is you got to be looking at the service that you're giving. You've also got to be looking at what your demographic and what they can afford as well. You got to find that sweet spot for everyone. For your demographic, for yourself in terms of your mental health, and also preventing that burnout as well. So when we had COVID, obviously we had those crazy influx in clients. We burnt out. Yeah. We did burn out, didn't we? We were just literally doing check-ins from programs for about 2 weeks straight. And I said to her, Aston, I was like, stop taking people on. We're shut now.
I know, and I just kept advertising like, does anyone want to do this challenge? Yeah. And you were like, stop it.
Oh, you have to make sure that you have things in place where you're protecting your own mental health end of the day as a coach, because it can get too much.
Okay, so one things that we did within our business to prevent us from burning out was we had a system. So I can sort of dive a little bit deeper into this, but what we do now is we have an entire week, Monday to Sunday, and then we now put our clients on specific check-in days, and that has been an absolute game changer for us. And then we have now set days where we're like, we still work a little bit, but that is our rest day. We can focus on like content, or we can focus on something else within the business to prevent us from burning out. 'Cause remember what we did? We had clients every single day, Monday to Sunday, and we couldn't switch off.
Yeah.
And then that's how you burn out. If you're not having that time away from coaching and you're constantly switched on like we we did burn out. And we'll put our hands up and say,
I will say we love what we do. Yeah. We probably could, we know that we could definitely pull back a little bit more in terms of giving us more time, couldn't we? Because a lot of people say to us, Jesus Christ, you work a lot, you do a lot, but that's we've built that up. We've conditioned ourselves to be like that as well.
Yeah, we have.
So if you are a coach, a well-established coach as well, and you're listening to this, it's hard work. You are working pretty much 24/7.
It's not easy.
And at the start, you're not conditioned to that as well. You normally work like a 9 to 5 job, and by the end, you go home. You're not taking that work home in general anyway. But with a coach, you're working. So you're working before you get up in the morning. You check your phone.
Messages.
Before you go out or whatever, you're checking your phone out when you're in the day,
you're training.
Before your bed. Yeah, not when you're training.
I still do. I always do. I get all my ideas when I'm training, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
But yeah, you have to. Coaching's hard, guys. It really is as well. In terms of it does take up all your time. You got to love what you do. Like I say, you're gonna get found out very, very quickly if you don't like it and you're in it for the wrong reasons.
As a coach, do you think it's really important to walk the walk in order to grow your business?
Yeah, you got to be simply in shape. That's my big thing. A lot of people may disagree with that. Of course, you've got these coaches that have been in the game for years and years and years. They're the masters of it, and you could argue they're not in shape, but they've earned their stripes.
Yeah. For
you as a new coach, or just getting into it, or you want to maximize your business, I believe you have to be in shape. You've got to back that up. It's no good being out of shape and then telling someone to do something when you haven't even done it yourself. I see so many coaches like coaching people where they're like, oh, did I get you on stage? They never even stepped on stage in their life, or they haven't been shredded on stage. They haven't won any shows. All right, you just see so many people just saying, right, do this, do that, and they haven't even done it themselves.
Yeah.
So if you want to progress, build your business, you have to be that role model. You have to be inspired to people. I'm not saying that you have to do shows or anything like that.
Does help though.
That's how we've done ours. Yeah, that's how we built our business. I mean, there's different ways that you can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I do think you don't have to be on stage. I do think it sets you above the other coaches that can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't push themselves to that level.
Yeah.
So you have to be thinking of ways to get ahead of your competition. Yeah. Because it is saturated. The coaching game is saturated now.
Yeah.
And the way that we've built our business, we've been in the game for a very long time. But we believe in staying in shape, and also as well inspiring others.
Okay, so it's time to announce what we have been working on. Would you like to explain what we are launching?
The TA Coaching Academy, guys. It's very simple. We've basically put together a course that implements all the tools that we have over the years to maximize client retention. Okay, so again, it's very simple. We haven't complicated it. It's simply there for you to maximize client retention, maximize results, and get those referrals.
There are no ads and no funnels. It teaches you how to be a good coach so your clients stay with you for years and years and years. And that is exactly what we've done. And we've now put it into a course.
Yeah, and it stops you worrying about where the next lead is coming from because you have a stable retention rate.
You don't need to be chasing leads and leads and leads.
And you don't need to be paying thousands of pounds of ads every single week, month, or however long they do it. We have never done it.